YouTube, what's going on? This is Pokey TCG Gamer back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going over my Week 2 match for the NPL Minors versus the Anaheim Altarias, coached by Ace of Base. He's a really good battler. I'll definitely link his channel down in the description below, as well as I'll link TheFlyingBird, aka James, for helping me out with editing my videos. Thank you very much, James. And I'm also gonna link Zazo, or Anthony, aka Iron Flash Gaming, who helped me build, or we kind of like bounce back ideas with each other. But he's another really good battler. Definitely go check him out. He's an NPL Minors, he's an NPL Majors coach, of course, doing very well this season. But anyways, let's just get into the teams that we each brought. So he decided to bring Doug Trio, Mega Altaria, Metagross, Zapdos, Hoop Unbound, and his Decidueye. Now what he left behind was his Milotic, his Darmanitan, his Stunfisk, his Porygon 2, his Mienshao, and his Ambipom. Now, I kind of expected, I really knew that Doug Trio, Mega Altaria, Zapdos, and Hoop Unbound were coming. All four of them worked really well versus me. I kind of expected Darmanitan and Milotic over possibly the Metagross and the Decidueye. Obviously that did not happen, but Scarf Darm was a very big threat to my team, or even Life Orb. It was a very tough mon for me to prep for. But we do have ways of getting around that with our team. If he did decide to bring the Darmanitan, which he did not. Milotic, kind of just an annoying wall for my team. It could have brought like Flame Orb and been annoying to my physical attackers, but he did not decide to do that either. So we're just gonna go into my team. First up, I have Mega Guard, and if you guys, I'm kind of under the weather. If you could not tell, a little sick. So I'm gonna try to go as quickly as I can. So we have Mega Gardevoir with Wish Protect, Will-O-Wisp, and Hyper Voice. It's mostly defensive, which helps me take on Doug Trio, or if I can get a Will-O-Wisp on the Metagross or on the Doug Trio. If I get a Will-O-Wisp on the Doug Trio, it cannot trap me effectively. And I can Will-O-Wisp the Metagross if it decides to switch in on me. Obviously I would not stay in, but if I could try to get it on the switch. It's just a pretty nice mon versus team, speed creeping the Mega Altaria and the Hoop Unbound, hitting those with Hyper Voices and killing them. I know, so it was like AV, Hoop Unbound, I think it would live, but I didn't really expect that. I really expected either some choice item, Spec, Scarf, Ban, whatever it was, Scarf a little less because I have very good Scarfers to outspeed it. But it was pretty effective at wall breaking my team. Next we have Hydreigon, sorry, I'm skipping the Nidoqueen. Next we have Nidoqueen with Stealth Rocks, Talk Spikes, Earth Power, and Super Fang. This thing, with the Super Fang and Earth Power, it was meant to keep up my hazards versus Zapdos, which you guys will see later how that ended up working out. And spoilers, not well. We had to wear down the Zapdos in other ways. But we did have the double hazards this week because rocks are pretty nice to weaken the Darmanitan if you brought that, and it gets off neutral damage versus a lot of his things, and gets off 25 on the Zapdos and the Mega Altaria before it Megas. Breaks the Doug Trio Sash, breaks a Hoopa Unbound Sash if it wanted to go Sash, and that's pretty much it for the Nidoqueen. It's basically my Mega Altaria pivot. I know I don't have Sludge Wave to hit it super effectively, but I can Super Fang, and then I could possibly Bullet Punch it later. Next we have Hydreigon with Toxic, Taunt, Roost, and Dark Pulse. Pretty much max defense as well. But I have a modest nature, just because I didn't need the bold nature to help. Without a bold nature, I still avoided a 2 KO from a Darmanitan's U-turn, so I went modest. With 28 speed to outspeed Adamant Metagross or Adamant Decidueye, and Toxic Taunt Roost, it helps me beat his walls in Porygon 2 and Milotic and Zapdos and Decidueye. And it gives me a kind of switch into Metagross, because unless it's like Life Orb or Banded Ice Punch, I take its hits pretty low. Next up we have Crawdon, which I'm sorry guys, but I'm not going to go over the Crawdon set. I did not send it out in this game, and in case I play Ace in the playoffs, this might be a set I want to bring again, because I did not get to show it off. But next up we have the Scizor. This is a Scarf Scizor this week. Once again, shout out to Zazo, who suggested this Scarf Scizor to me. I had the Scarf Scizor in my mind, but I didn't really know how it was going to work out with Zapdos. But I can just U-turn out on the Zapdos, as I do have U-turn, Bullet Punch, Knockoff, and Pursuit. This helps me pursue possibly a Dugtrio, possibly a Hoopa Unbound, or I can U-turn on both of those as well. I have Bullet Punch and not like something like Iron Head because of a Dragon Dance Mega Altaria, and after one Dragon Dance it will outspeed me anyway. And having Bullet Punch for that in the back is very nice. And it can surprise the Hoopa, which you guys will see how that works out later in the game. But lastly we have the Terrakion with the Close Combat, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, and Quick Attack. Now, Quick Attack is just to pick off maybe a Scarf weakened Dugtrio. Close Combat and Stone Edge for obvious reasons. He doesn't have the best switch-ins to its stabs. Obviously he has like Milotic and Decidueye, but they're not going to appreciate Stone Edges that well. Poison Jab revenges a weakened +1 Altaria, and that is pretty. And also, obviously, Scarf Terrakion outspeed Scarf Darm, which I really liked for this matchup. But let's just get into the game, guys. We can just start this off. I decided to lead Mega Gardevoir because I really want to get off my Mega as soon as possible. Obviously, it doesn't. The speed obviously transfers over anyway as soon as I Mega. But I want to get the bulk right away to be able to switch into things like Mega Altaria if I needed to, or sooner. But I could have Mega Evolved and Protect here, kind of scouting for a U-turn, but I decided to go right into my Dragon to see what he wanted to do, as he does go for U-turn, so I probably should have Mega'd and Protected, but I did not, so it's okay. He just go right into his Mega Altaria on my Hydreigon, and he does see that I'm leftovers at Dragon, so he's probably thinking I'm defensive-ish, at least. But right here, I switch it to my Nidoqueen, knowing I'm not too killed by Earthquake. If he Dragon Dances, I can Super Fang him. It's basically scouting for his set, and you guys are going to see right here, he is special with Hyper Voice, which I kind of also, special was a good option on his end, because it still hit my team very hard with Hyper Voice, and Fire Blast hits the Scizor. But if he did not bring Mixed, he lacked good coverage to hit my Nidoqueen. So basically right here, I don't have Sludge Wave. I'm just going to get up my Stealth Rocks, see what he wants to go into, as he does go into his Zapdos. As I forgot to say, I am Shed Shell on my Nidoqueen to avoid being trapped by a Dugtrio. Now, right here I get on my rocks like I said, and I'm just going to Super Fang this thing as he defogs. And right here, I didn't know if he was going to roost right away or if he was just going to attack. So I just go for my rocks again. We're just going to do this process one more time. As he defogs, I Super Fang. This time I Earth Power, and you guys are going to see right here that I don't even 2-KO him, which prevents me from which means that he can roost and he can PP stall me, and I can't really beat it 1v1 and keep up my hazards. But I do go right into my Gardevoir here, as he does go for the extra sentry. So right here I'm just gonna Mega Evolve. I'm gonna Hyper Voice as it does 38. So now I'm gonna scare him, like, okay, how am I gonna break this? How am I gonna break this? So right here I go hard into my Hydreigon, as he could have Volt Switch there, but he did not. He decided to get this thing as healthy as he could. So right here I fire off a Toxic, and you guys are gonna see, luckily I land it, letting me now beat or keep up my hazards with the Nidoqueen versus the Zapdos because it is toxic. So now he goes into his Mega Altaria. I'm gonna make the same switch into my Nidoqueen. If he has Earthquake, he can go for it here, but he does not. He just fires off a safe Hyper Voice. So I'm just gonna get my rocks again as he goes into the Zapdos. So right here, I'm pretty sure, or no, I Super Fang, because if he wanted to Earthquake, I can get half off on the Mega Altaria, and I can still get on my rocks after, depending on if he had Earthquake. But I just Super Fang here, so now I just get on my rocks as the Extra Sensory is not killing me. And now I kind of predicted him to defog again, but as you can see, he does not. But now I'm in a position. Oh crap! Let me just skip a few turns. Sorry about that, guys. So I predicted him to defog, but he did roost. So I'm just gonna spam my rocks as Toxic will be wearing this thing down. So now he's at 41%, and I go back into my Dragon. And unless it was a speed tie last time, I will outspeed. And I just fire off a taunt. So now he can't defog, can't roost, he can't even touch me. His Volt Switch is doing like very minimal damage. So I'm just gonna finish this thing off with a Dark Pulse. He could save it for a sack fodder, but I didn't really see that being an option. So right here, he's gonna go into his Mega Altaria, as I was considering going into Scizor, but I knew that Fire Blast was a play he could make. So I just go into my Gardevoir. As you guys are going to see, I can take Hyper Voices very well. Now right here, I do make a bit of a misplay. I should have just fired off a Hyper Voice. Even if he won Metagross, I had pretty safe switch-ins into it. But you guys are going to see, I did not make that switch. I mean, I did not Hyper Voice, which would have been a very safe play, killing this Mega Altaria. But I do fire off a Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Metagross, as he just Toxics me, which means that my Mega Gardevoir is now on a timer. I can't get rid of this Toxic. I can Wish Protect, but I'm always going to be taking damage from that Toxic. So it's a little, my Gardevoir is a bit more useless now, but it can still outspeed this and outspeed a non-Scarf Hoopa Unbound. So right here, I'm just going to fire off a Hyper Voice now as he goes into the Decidueye. As I'm just going to go hard into my Hydreigon, because I knew he was either going to U-turn or he was going to roost, trying to keep this as healthy as possible. Or he could have, if he had Toxic, he could have Toxic there, predicting my Hydreigon to start wearing it down. But right here, I do not have U-turn. I just decided to fire off a safe Dark Pulse as he reveals Cobra Berry. And now right here, he reveals Light Screen. So I'm pretty sure right here I go hard into my Scizor, predicting the Mega Altaria, as he U-turns out, and he makes this play into his Hoopa Unbound. Now right here, I kind of, because he went into this, I kind of figured that he was Banded or Specs, because if he was Scarf, he couldn't really get a kill. But if he was a choice item, he had a good chance to just get a kill by clicking like Focus Blast, or if he was Banded, clicking like a fighting move. But you guys are going to see, I did not think he was Scarf. I just clicked the U-turn, as the being Scarf Scizor does end up paying off, as I do kill the Hoopa Unbound. Now, that was a very big turn in the game. At this point, I felt very confident about winning this match, as once I get rid of Mega Altaria, Hydreigon solos through his team. We haven't really seen the Metagross yet, but once we see if it has like Life Orb Ice Punch or Z-Move Ice Punch, we will know what our Hydreigon could do versus it. I see right here he goes into a I go into my Terrakion, because one, if he wanted to Dugtrio, if he was not Scarf, I could outspeed and close combat it. If he went to Mega Altaria, I could Poison Jab it, getting off damage, and supporting my Hydreigon winning in the end. If he wanted his Metagross or his Decidueye, I had a pretty safe switch into my Hydreigon either way. So I just go into my Hydreigon, scouting for his moveset, as he does reveal the Z-move, and I was like, oh god, it's gonna be Ice, or it's gonna be a Z-move Ice Punch, but it's actually Z-move Bloom Doom, which basically hits my Crawdon, I guess. But You guys are gonna see that it is 17, as the max defense is coming in very clutch right now. As he's gonna switch out and into his Mega Altarias, I think it is fire for Dark Pulse. And right here, my Gardevoir, it's toxic, it's worn down. I still want to scout for that Fire Blast. Going Scizor would not be the right play. As you guys are gonna see right here, I do go into my Mega Altaria, as he does fire off a Fire Blast. So very good that I did not go into my Scizor there. And now, I pretty much get to fire off a Hyper Voice for free, as he's gonna go into his Decidueye. And because of the rocks, I guess I'm able to 2-hit KO him. But I think without the rocks, I also would have been able to. But you guys are gonna see, I just decided to kill off the Decidueye and let my Mega Gardevoir go down. But that was the first kill of the season for Mega Gardevoir, so very happy for that. And now you guys are gonna see he just has the Dugtrio, the Mega Altaria, and the Metagross left. And I just decided to go my Scizor for a few reasons. One, if he went into his Dugtrio or Mega Altaria, I kill with Bullet Punch. If he went into Metagross, I can U-turn into my Hydreigon, which is what I decided to do here. So I just U-turn, getting off 30%. As I go into my Dragon, and you guys are gonna see right here, he has the HP Fire. So good thing I did not stay in there. I decided to just fire off a safe Dark Pulse right here. Oh no, I decided to double into my Scizor because he was definitely not going for another HP Fire, and going into Mega Altaria was very likely. And now that Metagross is at half, I can pretty much safely go for Bullet Punch here. It won't 2-hit KO the Metagross, but it will still do enough to where I feel confident in clicking Bullet Punch. As we do kill off the Mega Altaria there. He really couldn't switch out. His Mega Altaria was so low, he had to hope I went for like a U-turn and got choked so he can go for a Roost, but that did not happen. So now he goes into his Metagross, and I'm just gonna go into my Dragon, save the differential pretty much, and Hydreigon's pretty much gonna clean up here, as Metagross cannot touch me. As you guys are gonna see, these adamant. He said that these are. I'm pretty sure in the chat he said that his Metagross is adamant max attack. He said that's max adamant damage in the chat, and that was doing very little. So right here, goes to the Stone Edge as a Dark Pulse, and you guys are gonna see that Stone Edge joined is 34. So it wasn't a 2-hit KO unless he crit. So actually that might have been banded. I'm not really sure about that. I have to calc. But that's pretty much the game. We do pick up our second 4 win of the season. Definitely GG to Ace. Very good battle. Hopefully we can play again in the playoffs. And that's pretty much it, guys, for this battle. Picking up another 2-0 win, or 4-0 win. Moving ourselves up to 2-0 plus 8 in the NPL Minors. Scizor and Hydreigon did work. Scizor had 2 kills, Hydreigon had 3, which I was very surprised Hydreigon had 3 because it's had no special attack investment, just the Monster Nature, and it was pretty defensive. But it still did work once the Mega Altaria went down. So that's pretty much it, guys. We are playing Aster next week. That's going to be a very good game. Very good battler. I've never played him in the league before. I've played him on the ladder, but never got a chance to play him in a league. He has a very good team, but obviously we're gonna play him next week. So hopefully you guys hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, and I will see you guys next time.